Let's see about the Sixers now, who only scored 1 field goal on 2 field goal attempts over the final 3 minutes of a very close Game 7. Now, Richard, look, you were in a Game 7 where, it felt like nobody could score anything. Everyone was so exhausted. Yeah. So this does happen. But why couldn't they execute anything offensively in crunch time?
Well, it's tough. You have, your best player, in Joel Embiid, who spends a lot of time away from at the three-point line. If you posted him up, that might cause double teams. That might get some rotations that allow for guys. But there's really you can stress that three-point line. Mm-hmm. You can pressure up Jimmy Butler. You can pressure up on, look at this. You can look where Joel Embiid is trying to attack from, right? So you're putting your entire, if you post him up and force him to either go get a bucket or a double team, that's the advantage of having a big player. That's what they do with Giannis. That's what they do around the NBA when you have a big player, and they never put him in that spot. Go get a bucket if they come, make the right play. That's what he was talking about with Shaq.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing with this Philly team is they just really never found who their go-to guy was. And I think it really hurt them down the stretch of the game when they needed offense, because they were really trying to win by committee instead of having some kind of rhythm, some kind of, as we elaborated on, Embiid needed to get in the post. They need some kind of anchor. And the fact that they didn't have any kind of anchor on their offense, they were searching for offense throughout that whole second half, it really caused a lot of problems. And Embiid was uncomfortable.
Right.
Ben Simmons was uncomfortable, and their offense just got stagnant.
Yeah, I mean, look, the numbers tell us that Jimmy Butler is their most clutch player in those close moments. In fact, he's the most clutch player in the NBA in those very close moments, partly because guys like KD aren't in those close moments that often.
Yeah.
But he's not
Neither
your best player.
Giannis.
But he's not your best player,
wow.
right? So it's a weird thing on the Sixers where you have one guy, when you say, they don't know who they're going to at the end, Jimmy should be kind of orchestrating and leading the charge, but he's not your best player. So it's sort of
I mean, to me, I don't really know who would they consider their best player. I mean, Embiid is probably your best player,
yeah.
But is that the guy that you go to at the end of the game? I mean, what if they don't double? What if they do double?
And this
is he capable of making the play out of that double team?
And those tears by Embiid, right? Those tears by Embiid, and what you see there is that he cares. Well, if you care, and you've played this game, everyone has played this game, there's not one person out there that would say, Embiid, with 2 minutes to go, with 90 seconds to go, we're going to throw you ball in the post. You should be able to go get a bucket against a 40-year-old Marc Gasol, right? And if you can't go get a bucket, if they double team you, then you make the right play. He's a great passer. He can do things. If someone drives and they kick it out to him for a jumper. But the fact that he's starting the offense at the three-point line, they're trying to move it and run this offense. It's like, throw the ball into the big fella. He should be able to get you a bucket, a good look, a free throw, something. That's when you go there.
Well, the fact is they're inexperienced.
Yeah.
And yes, 2-3 years down the road, he's going to know to do that. But in yesterday's game, you saw the inexperience of them. They all playing outside the three-point line, searching for a three-point shot because they've been sort of lured into, we got to shoot threes, we got to make threes. Jimmy Butler made a great play down the stretch of the game.
Right, he's the most experienced
guy.
Right.
To the basket,
to your point,
he's
the one who knew I just got to grab it and go do it.
Kawhi had the opportunity to show his experience on that last second shot.
And Kawhi had some great quotes after the game, too, about how they had been in, he had taken a similar shot in Orlando and left it short, and so he knew he had to go more, but that he had been in that situation so many times over the years, and that's really what you're talking to. I do quickly want to get to that Denver game because the home team did lose in a competitive Game 7. So did that tell you more about the Nuggets or Blazers?
I'm going to say it told me more about the Blazers, the no quit. And I'm one of the people that thought without Yusuf that they were going to probably struggle in that first round and maybe lose. And then here they go into a second round against a healthy, hungry, young challenge team. Because, Denver had they already played in the Game 7, so they were locked in, they were focused. And I think to see that Portland they just continue to go. They had to win at home, and then they had to come on the road. That tells me more about them. I think Denver, when you see those tears from Embiid, you got to go through those moments, and I think Denver has went through them.
And I think Denver learned a lot in this series. I think we all saw how well they played in the regular season, how the run has been for them throughout the playoffs. But it was really about yesterday's game. It was about experience. And you saw CJ and
Damian
really, they just kind of took control of that game. And Damian really struggled throughout the game, but his leadership and his ability to get other guys involved was a game changer.
Yeah, and when
Really
he's being
kept him.
trapped, obviously that's what opens things up for CJ. I've been saying it for, I guess, a month now, right, of these playoffs. I am thrilled these playoffs are showing more of the country how good CJ McCollum is, because he has so many skills.
Yeah.
He is such a just basketball player, and I love seeing it. This moment of Dame walking down the tunnel, it's everything, right? It's everything you guys play for. I know you congratulated your
Yes.
Blazers after
Yeah,
the game.
I was very happy.
You know what a big deal it is up there for sure.